Here's a second application that I would like to show you using this interactive PLS path modeling tool that runs in your web browser that I developed using the Shiny package in R software. You don't have to know anything about R. That's the whole point of this. So we're going to look at this model. Let me open up semPLS. semPLS is a great tool. So here's a model. This is what I call UTaught. It's a UTaught model. Note, if you're familiar with path modeling, everything's reflective. However, in this project, we have a second version of this model here. Same measurement items, but the structural model is different. And we have two formative items in this revision, in this second version. FC, facilitating conditions, is formative. And we've split up the use variable into two variables, and use task is formative. Quickly, if we go back to the other one, original model, all the measurement items are reflective. This one, two formative items and a change in the structural model. So let's say we save this model. What can we do here? Well, let's load in the data. That's always first. So we'll go to that workspace, UTaught, and we'll load in the data file here. And again, you can see the data all appears, every single bit of it, and you can scroll over. If you go to the bottom, you can scroll over so you can see everything in your data set if you want to. And if we then load in the SPLSM model, which is right here, we have two models. We're going to look at the simpler one first. It's all formative. And we won't do any bootstrap. Bootstrapping is off by default because you don't always want to do it, and it takes up time. It's computationally expensive. Here's our overview table. These first four tables are the ones that you publish when you write a paper. Here's overview, and it's more detailed than typically the overview is. We list the latent variables, their mode, reflective or formative, whether they're exogenous, endogenous, how many manifest variables, the R squared, and of course you only have R squared for predicted variables, here BI in use, the average variance extracted, which is a measure of the cohesiveness of the latent constructs, both Cronbach's alpha and Dillon Goldstein, which are reliability measures. Here's the average communality, redundancy, and the first and second eigenvalues. Here's the cross-correlation matrix for the latent variables. In this application, I've already substituted the square root of the AVE in the diagonal, so you don't have to do it yourself manually. By the way, these are all printable directly. For example, if I call up a table here, loading, let's see, we're in the cross correlation, do that and say download results table, and I'll just open it up. You can save it, but well, actually I don't have Excel on here. You could open it up in Excel. Let's save the file and we'll take a look at it later. Loadings and cross loadings, direct indirect effects, outer weights and loadings, all downloadable, plus all of these plots. This one I can open up. Here's a plot for the residuals of the two predicted variables, predicted latent variables, BI and use. These plots are great. Lattice in R has really great plotting capabilities, and we've just scratched the surface. So let's say I want to take a look at that or copy it into a paper. I'll just open it up in Windows Viewer. And whoops, that's not the right one because I didn't change we don't want path model plot, we want the residuals plot. I chose the wrong one. So let's do that and say download plot, and we'll just pop it open. You can also save it. So it's open here in Windows Photo Viewer. You can save it as the PNG. It's a PNG image, which are high quality images, and you can just copy it directly into a report if you want. And so what else can we do? We can turn scaling. Let's do this. Oh, here, let me show you another very good feature. The semPLS modeling file is one of the main ways you can load a model. You can also specify a model separately by having a simple spreadsheet that indicates the measurement model and the structural model. Let me show you the input of that. So let's say I don't want to use a semPLS modeling file. Note everything disappears because now I have no splism file and it's reactive. I need to load in the measurement model. So we want this one, and I need to load in the structural model, which is this one. And it reestimates everything. Now here's the cool thing. We haven't done a group report yet. Back in semPLS, here's the second model. Let's say we want to look at this model instead. Well, we could do that. I could simply turn this off, say I want to go back to the semPLS, browse, and open up the modeling file for the semPLS with the formative items. Note the tables, if you're not bootstrapping, the tables change immediately. And so here are all the report tables for the second model that has the formative items. If we go up here, LV report, it's reactive. You have to sometimes just click on it once or twice to get it to use frequency. Here we go, formative. So it updates, and you'll notice that, for example, AVE doesn't make any sense for formative items. These reports, they look, first of all, they're formatted well on the screen, but let's go look at the one we downloaded. It opens up, you can open it up in any program. This is Excel, and very, very nicely formatted. I did bold these and change it, but it just took me about 30 seconds. You can, for example, I could save this as a PDF just by saying File, Save As, come down here and say PDF, and put it in downloads, and we'll come right back to it. Note the name is dated. It's the name of the report, and I put the date on it as well. So we do that, and we end up with this very nice looking table. Now I could have just as easily have saved the rows and columns, the grid, if you want to, but you can also export it in other formats besides PDF. Very useful tool to get the information out of the application and into your manuscripts. But here's another pretty cool feature, and it looks like, recall we had two models. I just loaded in the semPLS modeling file with the second version, so all the reports immediately changed to that version, the one with the two formative items. Looks like this, but with the click of a button here, because I loaded in the measurement and structural model for the other model as well, if I turn off the semPLS, it immediately reacts to the other one. So we can toggle back and forth between these two models quite easily. And see, all I'm doing is toggling. And also all of the plotting capabilities also update for this, except I can't see the switch. There it is. So notice the little gray out. It's recomputing. It's reactive. Okay, so, and I'm going to expand this application. There's no reason why we're limited to two. We could have 3, 4, 5, as many models as you want, as many data sets as you want. This is just the prototype. R is a remarkable package. Okay, so that's what we can do with this one. Let's go on now and look at some group differences.